Good morning. How are you today, Dracula? And how are you all today, Sonic?
A GMSONIC. Doing good, man. Just volatile week yet again. It's only Tuesday, but the volatility never ends. Um, had some big moves on Bitcoin, of course, the last however many days. Some big moves on Ethereum. Alts were getting a little bit of movement, and then of course we're dealing with like a pullback right now. So just rolling with the punches. I think I don't know if I had told this story yet, but I had a post about how I was on a generational perps run, and I had all my positions in cross like leverage, and pump like single handedly like wiped a bunch of my positions. So shout out to everyone, but pump, yeah, the pump team.
That's crazy, man. Elon completely took you for everything you had with one leverage position.
Yeah, I mean, we're entering that territory with the pump stuff where it's kind of like you still have those people with cope that are like they're playing 4D chess with the chart or something, but I'm of the mind that that's not what's happening. I don't think there's any 4D chess happening. I think that we're just tokens running, like I've explained this to people before, like running a token is a lot different than like when you have an operation or a project. Dealing with the tokens like a whole separate thing, a whole separate game. And I hope for many people's sake it's 4D chess, but I don't think it is.
Yeah. Pump's kind of reminding me of like the Milady token, cult token or whatever.
Yeah, like everyone thought it was like a no-brainer, and then it just kind of
like and it's going just straight down.
Kind of shit the bed.
So shorting it would have been a generational trade. Doesn't seem like a lot of people did though. There was a lot of expectation that what did it raise at, like 2 billion or 4 billion?
It raised at 4 billion. Yeah, and then I thought, oh yeah, like 4 billion. This thing's going to 15 or 20 easy. But I think it's resting around 1 at this time. So
a lot of people are starting to bud a little bit more aggressively. So it's got me thinking that it might be time to re-enter that one. Maybe that's just me.
For sure. It's funny because looking at, Bitcoin, it's still like, hey, Bitcoin is still insanely strong. When is Bitcoin not going to be strong anymore? I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing again. I mean, of course, minus, whatever expected retraces and all that stuff. But is the dominance ever going to end? I don't know. But yeah, so if you look at the Bitcoin weekly, that's as I've said before, the Bitcoin weekly is kind of my thermometer for if the sky is actually falling or not. And it appears to not be. Still well over 100K, holding strong, 100K, 100K and some change, easily to new support. We're sitting pretty in that regard.
Do you think it's going to go wicked crazy by the end of the year? Like some of these predictions are saying, Track, do you think like it's like a straight shot from 100 to 150 or 200 even?
I think there's a good chance. I mean, I think we've talked about it on the show before where a lot of people are calling 120 the top of the cycle. I think even though this cycle is different in many ways from the other cycles, just looking at price in the history, even if you like kind of dampen down the volatility every single halving event, even like very much like dampened on this one. Like, I mean, 120 is still just very low to me. I think that we're still waiting for a lot of things in the actual market. We still haven't even seen rates properly cut. We have some things coming towards the end of the year or early next year that I think are going to be catalysts for the entire crypto market to maybe not go parabolic, but definitely be more akin to like a bull run. And yeah, I mean, I think 120 is a low target. Is 200 on the extreme side? Maybe, you know, I see people saying 220, 240. 200 maybe the top. I don't know, but I think minimum we're looking at like 180, 160, 180. That would be like the lowest I think that we would maybe be
Oh,
talking
wow.
about. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
Now, as much as it pains me to do so, speaking of Ethereum Fallout Zone, you know, I would be picking favorites if I didn't show the Ethereum chart, and I gotta say,
Yes.
it's
Fucking
very
scam
disgusting. This chart is nasty in a good way. This is crazy.
chrono.
So
This
if
thing's
we
gonna go.
are, you know, if we are going to play into traditional cycle stuff, um, this should make everyone feel pretty good because, you know, if we're playing into when alt season comes, Ethereum has to make some moves before we get there, right? Because
Mhm.
Bitcoin's got to move, Ethereum's got to move, Major's got to move, you know, before we get to that trickle down to exotic and alt L1s and that kind of stuff.
We're an exotic L1, dude.
Yeah, tell your when anyone asks what Sonic is, tell them it's an exotic L1,
Yeah,
an
that's what I
exotic
want
alt L1.
to do for business. I trade exotic
Yeah,
assets.
I think that got in my head from my forex days where they would call like, you know, really like volatile forex markets were like exotic. You know, you'd be like
Mhm.
trading like some like small nation states currency where it makes like 100% moves in a day. And um but no, I mean, even the Ethereum weekly, you know, is pretty nasty.
Stupid chart,
I
dude.
mean, you could have played like if you had played like the Ichi edge to edge, you would have been, you know, coming in pretty good spot. Actually, when I was looking at Ethereum earlier, like this is a disgusting edge to edge, but you know, if you had played the edge to edge on the 1 day on Ethereum, you would have entered at like 1900. But who wasn't buying, you know, who wasn't getting Ethereum under 2K? Because
I
that's
gave
an
up.
easy, you know,
1-0.
yeah,
I bought into the hype, dude. I thought people were telling the truth when they said Ethereum was cooked. It was over. That there was no reason to use Ethereum ever again.
yeah, I figured like under 2K is about one of the only areas where I was truly like, there's no way that this trade loses. But I definitely didn't buy a lot. So, but yeah, you know, Ethereum looks good.
Look at
Um,
it now, dude. It's completely off the rails, man. It looks like it's just it was like
yeah,
riding
I
that.
mean, this looks like a shit coin. I mean, damn, you know, this thing's flying.
Ethereum is headed into price discovery. Isn't that what they all say, Drake?
Yeah, I mean, because you know we're gearing up for hopefully Ethereum all time high. We're getting close.
And that'll mean all time highs as well.
Hopefully, and I mean, what'll probably happen is Ethereum will hit an all time high, and then the Ethereum Foundation will sell it back down to like $900. But we'll see what happens.
You gotta keep the chain economical to use, you know?
Yeah,
Take
just doing a little bit of creative market making.
yeah. All
Um,
right, now let's see how Sonic's looking right now, dude. What is the Sonic price right now? Is it 30 cents? Okay, great.
Yeah, 30
Fantastic.
cents. You know, as we've seen kind of over and over, um, important zone to hold. It's still holding. Um, you know, everything's, you know, as you can see on the right here, a bunch of the tokens I follow, we're in like a serious red day. But yeah, I mean, as you know, the meme line right here, it tapped it perfectly. Um, What a gorgeous meme line on my end. But no, I mean,
Too good of a meme line, dude. Because now if it goes below that meme line, it's like over for me. I won't be able
well,
to recover
the nice
psychologically.
thing was, the last time we dipped below 30, we got something to kind of like, we hadn't gone that low on S yet. So like we have something to like at least, look back on in terms of like an additional, hopefully, support. But yeah, I mean, it's holding around 30 right now. If the market's still bad the rest of the week, maybe we dip under it a little bit. But Fault Zone says, let's flip the chart upside down and pretend it's pumping. Yeah, that's one way to do it. I've actually seen people trade on TradingView. I don't know what the setting is, but you can actually flip it. And I've seen people trade it like that before. I don't know what the significance is, but
It just helps you get over the psychological.
Yeah, it's like a psychological thing. You're like, okay, if I flip it upside down and then I just hit the red button instead of the green button, it's kind of like I'm longing.
Exactly. God, I hope we bounce off of 30. Should I? I'm thinking of putting a buy in at 30, but I don't know if I have that conviction, Drac. I'm afraid of the power of Kaido. I have no idea how far Kaido could push this thing. They could push this thing all the way. I don't know.
Yeah, we're at war with there's a war of the soul happening on the timeline right now, and it's the war against actual content and slop. And it's getting very, very strange. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. It's crazy the way the algorithm works. You know what I mean? When you think about it, because it's like you can have someone that like you can have a guy like Intel Scout who makes like really nice, thought out research content, and it gets the proper views and the clicks. That does well with the algo. But then there's like so much stuff on my feed where it's literally like somebody's like taking like the AI summary from Google if you search Sonic blockchain and making a post, and the guy has like 12 followers and it's got like 100 likes, and I'm like, how is this happening? But I'm sure there's elements to that game we don't even know in terms of how people farm it and how people have kind of learned to work the system.
Yeah, I want to hire a guy that's doing that, dude.
Yeah,
who's optimized for the system. That sounds brilliant.
Yeah, you got to get optimized for it.
Yeah, we got to get this thing pumping, though. Basically, this is what I'm getting at the end of the day, dude. We got to get pumping off of this 30 cents. And I don't care how we do it. I don't care what we need to do, dude. All right. I don't care who we have to FUD. I don't care who has to eat the FUD. Who's going to save our system, dude? What new product do we have? What new projects can help us, dude?
Well, we do have somebody on the line here working on a pretty interesting project. I'm going to bring him up on the stage. Good morning, Cody. How's it going, man?
No pressure, man.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we got you, bud.
Awesome. Hey guys, yeah, I'm here to save Sonic, I hope. So yeah, I mean Sonic's doing great. I think it's just part of the motions. I mean I'm hopeful. I'm always hopeful. They've done a pretty decent job historically, I think. Yeah, I was with us. I was on Phantom whenever they got up pretty high back in the day. We actually had projects on there. You guys might remember me maybe from Fractal Studios. Was a developer over there. Had some products, helped some people.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. And excited to have you on because we've been chatting for a while. What Ailluminate's working on is pretty interesting, and also it has a good use case being on Sonic. So I was gonna pull up the site, and if you wanted to kind of give everybody like the elevator pitch on like what you guys are doing.
Absolutely. So basically, we've created a privacy-centric, like Web3 enabled AI suite, and we've been working on it for a while. Subscription just was released on Sonic, as well as Avalanche and Base, of course. But the subscription is $9, and we're going to offer more than, hopefully 10 times more than what you would get in an average like GPT subscription. But we're not going to require you to put in your email. We don't need any of that. Just sign in with your wallet, and you can get the subscription for USDC. We'll have a tokenized credit soon, which should make everything cheaper. And then, you know, you can get to downloading. We got some web tools. We got some desktop tools. We just released a freebie, Lumi's Playground, recently, which has a few tools. We'll be adding more to it, chats and Bitcoin prediction. For subscribers, we just added Sonic prediction, so that's pretty big. If you guys want to take a look at how that's doing at any point. Yeah, we're just hanging around. We're giving away free stuff, you know, every week, pretty much. Free games, free indie games that were made, because we actually have our big project coming up is to take all of these, you know, things that we're making, and then we're going to have an agent come by and control them, and that will allow users to make full, like, you know, AAA games with just a prompt. Because the way they're doing it now is they just feed in whatever they want to GPT or Claude, and it will use, like, you know, WebGL, and it'll try to like make the graphics and make a little game for you. But that's not really, I don't think it's really sustainable in like a, you know, like a modern gaming, you know, release world, because people are kind of expecting, you know, high fidelity graphics and like really expansive play. And I feel like the only way to do it really is to go, you know, all out and just take control of some big models, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. On the crypto prediction stuff, so like, how does that work? Is that like it kind of is doing like analysis on the chart, or like is it just like kind of like taking in a bunch of info and you know, getting its like prediction from that, or like how does that work?
Yeah, so the free one that's on the demo will allow you to, it'll train using one model on the fly in the browser, right? So it'll pull the data in for all the market data that it needs to infer on. And then it'll actually, you can watch it do the inference in real time on your browser really fast. But if you subscribe, not only do you get the one, you get 3 models that work together all at once to kind of come together and create kind of a like a congress of opinion on what it will be. And so you'll have 3 lines at the end of what you think, of what the AI will think that it will be around the next closing time the next day. So that way you can kind of get an idea, you can get an average maybe, or like the biggest thing to look at it for, in my opinion, is it going to go up or is it going to go down? The price itself is like, but that actually lets me know if I should get in a trade, you know, or something like that, or if I should plan a launch or something. If it's all going to go downhill, you know, I'll just wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then on the games, I mean, I was gonna share, so like you have like a little section here for your game. So were these like all developed with like your system, like your prompt stuff?
Let's Conquer Earth was refurbished. It was a really small demo game that we released under Fractal Studios, and then I just kind of took the AI pipelines we have and I refurbished it, added a ton of new features, made it, I mean, like actually sustainable with, like, you know, market, you know, movement and stuff like that. And then the Sweet Trivia was made fully with the AI pipelines, and that one right now is playable within Ailluminate optics, which is, or not optics, Prism, which is the image generation, because image generation does take time. I know you guys use GPT. You guys have waited a full 2 minutes for an image. It'll pop up and say, hey, would you like to play Sweet Trivia? They give you something to do while you're waiting, and then eventually we will put it out for free with a AI system to create your own trivia questions and all that stuff. So Divine Light is a card game. We have the cards ready. We have the gameplay ready. We just, it's shelved right now as far as release, but it is coming out. We might share some concept art, but it was really just kind of a stress test to see, you know, what quality could we get out of our art generation, and what quality could we get out of RPG generation, you know, like top-down 2D movement. Crestfall is actually ready. The demo is ready. We just haven't released it yet, and that's like kind of Minecrafty. It's 3D. It's made in Unity. 3D objects are made with a 3D pipeline. It's pretty sick. You got to escape the fog. It's I don't know. You guys have to try it. We'll release it to probably everybody instead of just subscribers here soon.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just it's a great idea, you know, just to look. I know you had shared a couple, like, just like very early kind of videos, and it is wild just that like with some prompts, you know, you can like pretty much like throw an entire game together. So yeah, it's really interesting, super interesting concept.
It's the multi-model aspect that really does it. Like it's the when people try to do it with one model, one GPT, one Claude, you know, whatever. It's not enough. You need more, you know.
Yeah, and I like the idea of you know, handling things with a wallet instead of your email. You
Yep.
know, putting that.
We do
on.
have email sign up though. If you want email sign up, it's only for rewards. We will send, if you're a subscriber, we will send you free games. You'll get free months. You'll get free, you know, whatever. We'll set up a rewards program. And also we have affiliate system too. So it's, you know, 10% referrals. And then also if you're a partner, we'll give you up to 40, sometimes maybe 50% referrals if you have enough outreach. So you can reach out to me or, you know, reach out to us, or the email's at the bottom of the site, hello@lightsvideos.com or .io. And then, you know, we can set you guys up with or whoever, you know, some influencer or whatever. If whoever you are, we just give you a portal, we'll let you go to town, make some extra income.
Awesome, man. Yeah, no, I mean, it's super exciting stuff. I mean, we talk about it on the show often. I mean, the GameFi angle can be difficult for projects. But I think that, like you were saying, you know, like kind of combining all these models into one thing that people can like easily interact with, you know, it could like open the door for a lot more GameFi stuff, you know what I mean? Where
absolutely
there can be a lot more trial and error, you know, and like what works, what doesn't work.
Well, it's really hard to write games. I feel like, in my opinion, it's like the most complicated or one of the most complex the software types on the planet, just because of, you know, how many pieces there are and how much people expect out of it. You know, and but I mean, this is the game creation thing is just an agent on top. So like, you know, of course, the suite is for everybody, the tools are for everybody, but the agent will be for the game makers, the creatives.
Awesome. And how is like the token system going to work with all this? Like you were saying something about it earlier, like it's going to be some kind of, I guess, discount on the token, or is it like currency within the system? Or
Yeah, so right now we picked USDC as our purchase currency because it's everywhere and it's stable, and we know I know Circle personally, and they're decent people. But we want to release a token that gives you a discount. We have contacts at Axelar, Squid Router, that we will, you know, reach out to make sure that it's multi-chain. So any chain that we launch on, everybody will be able to get a hold of the token, get a discount by, you know, like using that instead of the USDC. And then of course we could do buybacks in that case, and you know, really, I mean, boost the market that way. It's just another way. Also, it's another tool for, you know, institutional investing, and, you know, helps us get a little bit further when we need to. As far as features, we don't plan on, you know, raising the price much at all. Maybe $9 is good for a long time. Maybe up to 20 max ever, or maybe another tier. But you know what I mean. I think most of it.
$9 is cheap, man. I mean, that's, you know,
Yeah,
that's a great price for that kind of suite.
Yeah, not everybody can afford, you know, the $20 a month. And that's not a lot for a lot of, you know, people in the US, or, you know, a lot of people in Europe, but people in, like, you know, certain other places that's just a lot of money. I mean, we got to make it cheaper.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, man. Well, awesome, Cody. Thanks for joining us, man. Was there anything else you wanted to throw out there before you took off today?
No, just everybody check us out on Twitter, and our website, and we're around. We'll be lighting up Telegram. If you stop in Telegram, there's a bot that we have. One of our AIs is actually running live. You could talk to it, have a conversation. He's a cowboy.
All right, and I'll pull up your extra. Yeah, so it's aiilluminate.net and AI Illuminate on X. So always the path of least resistance to head over to the X, and then, you know, get all your links that way.
Yes,
man, really looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to play around with it some. And we'll have to bring you guys back when you're closer to token launch and got some new things going on.
Alrighty, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll have something new every week. We're just planning to see where we're going to do the actual ICO, how we're going to set it up, you know, the normal stuff.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, we really appreciate it, and we'll chat with you guys soon.
All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a good one.
See you, Cody.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for like GameFi on Sonic. Obviously, we got a couple good examples. So I think they backed the right pony on that.
Oh yeah, I mean, Sacro was doing quite well. It seemed like until they decided to close up shop, but S4 was also like heavily rewarded with the gems program. So seems
Yeah,
to me,
that's a nice little segue into talking about the gems. Part of the airdrop, um, a lot of people weren't like taking into account that gems were still going to factor in
Mhm.
30 million S. So I mean that was still a significant part of the airdrop plan. Um, so I know if you had tokenized gems, they had a website to go to. Yeah, my.soniclabs.com/points/vesting. And then if they were non-tokenized gems, that's kind of like on the protocol to handle. Um, for instance, I noticed rings, or now they go by Trevi. Um, they had a link, for you to go claim your S, and so like yeah, like rings, basically like you were going to do a claim, and then Silo released theirs, and Silo I think was like going to basically like drop directly to wallets. So if you're non-tokenized, if you have any non-tokenized things you've been using, definitely like check the platforms. And there was a list I think of non-tokenized.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you're not a sucker, okay, if you're a real wise guy, you would just stake them anyway. Am I right, dude? It's
What
leaving money on
the
the
gems?
table. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that was part of it. Was you know, in season one with the tokenized stuff, people were able to have like liquidity pools, so it was kind of
Mhm.
like you were like earning on top of the earning. If you were sneaky, you were probably scooping up. There was like a good bit of math out there on the timeline um, for people that were like, there was a good bit of math on the timeline in terms of like, oh, this this tokenized version of the gems is like below this much value. So people were playing it that way too, where every protocol kind of had like their own like ratio and all that stuff with how they set up their tokenized version. So you were able to kind of like come in and like basically buy cheap S if some of the tokenized gems were like below a certain price. And I did not take advantage of that. I just was not thinking about that very much, but apparently some people did well on that. um, Fallout mentioning S4. Yeah, apparently a lot of people very happy with the S4 S drop. I think that was a good amount of. I don't know if it was just like the system they set up or what, but yeah, people have been pleased with that. I was impressed. I wasn't even like thinking about the non-tokenized stuff, so like I kind of went to rings just to check my claim, and I was like whoa, okay, like that's like a lot more than I was expecting. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I mean, gems like a very, you know, very important piece of the puzzle for sure. I think it's going to be handled different in season two. People are like not allowed to tokenize them, um, but in some ways, the gems, you get your tokens faster than the FNFT. I think it's like a 3 month. It was like a similar idea. It was like you get a certain amount up front, and then I think it's 3 months that the rest kind of like trickles out. Um, so
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna need to go beast mode this next season, so we're gonna have to do like a stream here where we figure out what I gotta do, dude. What
yeah, I
can I
think
do here?
yeah, we should like it's like I said on airdrop day. I was not like a points maxer, but I think it would be a good idea for the stream to just like break down some ideas we have if you did want to points max. Um, Maybe chat with someone like the Silo intern or something. See if they
Yeah,
can, like, give us some like high IQ strats.
A real points lunatic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wonder who out here. I wonder is the most points psychotic person we have watching the show.
Yeah,
Like the most like freaky about it.
yeah. If you're a freaky points maxer, get in touch.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to know.
Marvel wants to have a private chat with you if you're a freaky points maxer.
If you're a points freak, I want to talk to you privately, personally.
Oh man. So, but yeah, that's live. That's ongoing. There's still people kind of like yet to present their plans on how they're distributing. So, keep an eye out for. I mean, like for instance, like some of this stuff I didn't even think of. Like I had, I had stuff on Pendle. So I'm gonna need to like check that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh, wait. So I actually have to go. Oh, man. I probably have even more gems than I thought.
Well, and like I said, it's if it's tokenized, it should just be in your wallet, and you can just go to the MySonic page and turn them in. But if it's not tokenized, then yeah, you're gonna probably have to kind of like check in with what the different projects are doing and stuff to distribute.
God.
Speaking of the airdrop, there was some revisions to season 1. They came back, they allocated some S from their their big pool that they have for all this stuff. They have switched the claim to 5S minimum claim.
Yeah. Is
They're
it a scam now?
Updating on the shard rewards, additional 100,000 wallets to be included, and 9 million S added to be allocated.
That doesn't sound like a cocaine scam now, does it?
Yeah. So that's what you want to hear, though. I think that it's good to take that feedback, and it's good to like make some changes on it. He also mentions the incident that happened on the show. We've talked about that over and over, so not going to hash that too much. If I have to just say anything about it one more time, it's that, I understood the point assistant was trying to make, and it was just a poor choice of words. We were all kind of kicking stuff around. So yeah, I think that was the right move, like move some stuff around, make it happen, get, like I said, last episode, I said, for some people, it's not about the money. Some people it's literally like, hey, I mean, I put time and effort into this, so I moved some money to the network. I deserve to also be seen and compensated. And, I agree with that. Like, there's time and effort's a factor in this. So, and also you got to think too, that this order book is going live any day. So the order book makes more sense for, let's say you only got 10S and, your FNFT is going to be vested, people are still going to be able to like, flip that onto order book fast. They're not going to have to wait 9 months to claim 5S or 10S or whatever. So yeah, I think that's still like a vital piece of the puzzle. Like we really need that order book.
Yeah. And guys, check Rings protocol. If you used it at all, you got some points, dude.
Oh yeah, you did you get a little extra drop?
Oh yeah, I'm getting myself, and it's only 50% up front. I'm getting myself. This airdrop is maybe not as bad as I thought. It's a little bit of an Easter egg hunt, is what it seems like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Less an airdrop hunt, more of an Easter hunt.
Yeah, you got to like be like, did I ever use this or that? And go look around for eggs in your backyard. Hope there's a $20 bill in it. Easter eggs.
That's right, Fulton. I'm excited to see how the order book goes for Paint Swap 2 when it comes to the brush buy and burn. Time to become a brush whale. We had a little sell off recently. Good opportunity to snatch some up.
Yeah. I mean, it's like put two and two together, not necessarily, hey, I'm not financial advice, but Brush, obviously takes fees that Paint Swap earns and does stuff with them. And I think the order book is going to apply to all of that. So I think Paint Swap's about to have a lot of fees to play with.
Dude, I hope they buy up so much Brush. I hope this order book does something insane for the Brush price. Like, I hope this gets us the traction we need here. This club.
And I'm
excited
just
to see what other things
mess with it, because you're going to see like really interesting stuff. Because the thing about a club is if you ever like buy or sell on an exchange, you look at that order book, basically for things to get sold, there has to be people that have, are willing to like have liquidity at that price. So I think you're going to have opportunities here and there to like really get some like good deals on this. You know what I mean? Like let's say you set like a nice chunk of liquidity on like a total low ball offer. You know what I mean? It's like something it's probably going to get hit at some point because people are going to want to just take that liquidity. So it's a different game than just like swapping on a DEX or something.
Yeah, it is a different game. These guys might just be a game studio because they're always playing games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Paint Swap's ears were burning, so now they're here in the chat. But yeah, no, I mean, really excited for that order book. I mean, I don't know. It's I can see that being kind of addicting, just like hanging out on that order book every day, trying to find some good deals.
I would love to see Paint Swap do some kind of psycho integration with this, where they like, because they've got like the game angle and this order book, where they like make like the Counter-Strike one or something. They partner with Valve or something.
It follows. We aren't giving advice; we're giving financial guarantees. Yeah,
damn right, brother.
That's right.
Damn right, brother. Financial guarantee, Sonic not going to blow 30 cents. Or if it does.
So that's where we're at now. You know what I mean? The final leg of this season 1 is kind of like getting wrapped up, and we're deep into season 2. Order book's almost here. They've rewarded the people that felt like they should have gotten rewards. So hopefully it's like we can kind of move on from this chapter. I mean, airdrop farming and Kato, Yaps, and all that, like, it's like I said, it's kind of like changed the timeline a little bit. But, these are people that, get very loud on the timeline if you upset them or you disrespect, they feel like they've been disrespected or whatever. So I think it was the right move. Like I said, regardless, it's people that put their time, effort into this, moved capital here. So there's the fix. Hopefully upward and onward.
Kind of a self-inflicted wound, but I'm glad we're moving beyond it. Or at least the official stance is we're moving beyond it. And so we are. Yeah, no, I think right on. I mean, hopefully they're happy. Again, I think it was just a miscommunication of intent and all that. Season 2 is really where it's at, dude. I've got this idea where it's like, excuse me, might be sneezing here. Where, maybe this is driving away a lot of the farmer types, which would just make season 2 more lucrative for us, right? If we're, I'm married bag, I'm stuck around. I gotta, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to look at it, So, and hopefully, I mean, that's the only thing about X, is like certain things get more traction on the timeline. I almost wonder if a lot of people aren't even going to realize that they can actually claim something now, but we'll see.
Shoot, dude, I honestly didn't know. I honestly didn't know that until just now.
Yeah, and I think that's recent. I mean, that was a couple days ago, I think. So, or over the weekend or something. Yeah. So I mean, it was pretty recent.
Holy
Yeah,
smokes!
if you weren't eligible for the original claim, make sure to check soon. I don't think it's live yet, the second claim stuff, but keep an eye on it. If you did not get an airdrop, if you weren't eligible for the initial drop, keep an eye out because you're probably about to get some S.
Yup. All you people out there that were looping through one specific protocol, you might be just getting a really fat payout from them. It's starting to become clear to me now what this was, dude. So you had like a general airdrop, and now you have like they just kind of just sponsored airdrops for all these other projects, or they could
Yeah,
have been
exactly.
airdropped
Yeah,
for
and yeah, I think like there's still like that reward for interacting with the protocols that had gems and stuff. So yeah, you might have, in some cases, you might have like another entire drop worth, compared to like what you got on the FNFT. So get the hunt.
holy fuck, dude. Yeah, man, dude. Wait,
You're
it
gonna
was
you're
kind
gonna
of,
have to forward me some of this S, man, because you just would have never
dude,
found it.
bro. I was like, kind of like, honestly, I was kind of like fudding a little bit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
also, people were being mean, so I was in bad spirits. So I was fudding. I was in a bad mood. But now I'm kind of in a good mood.
yeah, you should
It's like I
yeah.
found money in my pocket. You know.
Yeah, you should send me 10% of that finder's fee.
All
I
right.
found I was like when the government sends you that letter about your treasure that you haven't claimed.
Oh yeah.
And they usually take like 20% after you claim. So I'm offering you a humble 10% for finding
You know.
your change in the couch.
You know what pissed me off is when I learned that like if you find buried treasure, like gold, sunken gold from a ship or something, and like you get it yourself, like the government just like takes like all of it, take like 80% of it or something.
Yeah, I've heard that story. There was like this famous story. I think it was off the east coast of the US where they found some like old shipwreck and there was like literal like gold bars, and then it
Yeah.
became this huge thing because the government was like, no, that's our gold, and it was like millions of dollars worth. So it was like this huge ordeal because it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you find a bag of money in the woods, shouldn't that's just kind of just your money, isn't it?
Yeah. So like here's like some not financial advice. Is if you ever find a buried treasure, a bunch of gold, just don't tell the government. Um,
This is
avoid the taxes, I guess. Is what I'm telling you. I'm lying. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Thanks for
Um,
subscribing to Treasure Facts.
yeah. So here's your treasure fact of the day. Crypto solves this, by the way, Drac. You know that if if someone cracks a private key, uh, it's kind of the same. Anyway, I'm rambling. What else we got today, Drac?
Yeah, we got a couple little things left, but one of the big things was Sonic Summit Singapore. Sodax is like the official big sponsor of the summit in Singapore. So as you know, Sodax kind of had like their own thing going on. They'd been around since last run, and they've like moved all their stuff to Sonic, which is cool. But yeah, they're going to be the big sponsor. I'm sure like the other events and summits, there will be other sponsors. Paul says, will Sonic Labs have a shirt cannon for this event? Maybe.
No. Yeah, they actually brought me in to consult on this one, and we're gonna have a drone that flies the each individual merch item
You might get away with that. That might be good.
to be handheld to each person, handed off.
Yeah. So yep, Sodax is sponsoring Singapore. That's coming up end of September. So that's coming up pretty fast. We will see. I think they're gonna they might be flying Corville out there to be MC again. So
We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'd love to. I'd love to be out there in Singapore. I've never been to Singapore. I love Sodax too. You ever been to Singapore, Drac?
I've never been. So
It's on the
I might end up out there. But you know, from my neck of the woods, it's a lot of traveling. It's like 20 hours. It's like I thought going to Vienna would be rough, you know, having to travel like 11, 12 hours. I mean, Singapore is like a solid 20 something hours. So
I travel out there, you know, I might start another show, dude. I might start a travel show and I might just try to wander back, you know.
yeah.
That's so far
They
back.
drop you in Singapore and you got to make it back to the US.
I gotta make it back, no flying.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, dude. Did you guys watch that? Would you guys retweet that?
Yeah, I would definitely. But yeah, you know, brush up on your Mandarin if you're not savvy.
Oh yeah, I'll work on it. Ni hao. It's about the only one I got.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Just kind of a quiet day while we wait for the next move, you know. So yeah, Zorg says it is a long as fuck flight. Definitely visit other places. That's kind of how I feel. Like it would be hard to just go there for the 2-day event, especially like with the jet lag and everything. I think you'd have to, I don't know, at least make a week out of it. I don't know. Yeah, go hit some other spots or something while you're out there.
Oh yeah. I don't know where I would go though, dude. I guess I have to look at a map. What's feasibly close by? I'll figure it out. You guys, you'll see it on my documentary, my vlog.
Yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got today. Laid back episode. We'll be back Friday. I can't remember who the guest is Friday, but our guest calendar has been booked. I feel bad. I've been like, people kind of like casually hit me up like, hey, I want to come on the show. And I'm like, well, here's the calendar. It's booked for like the next month or so, which is like, you know, it's a good thing, of course. But but yeah, we'll be back Friday and hope everybody has an excellent week. Hopefully we start seeing these alts rip again. Hang in there.
Yeah, hang in there, guys. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll catch you guys on Friday. See you next time.
Adios.
GMSONIC is Corville and Dracula Presley. GM.